Hawaii, several events, local residents and other critics have openly resisted against the construction or improvements of government-sponsored projects, which they still claim to lack transparency and input by the public, in addition to being very expensive. Eagle News correspondent Alfredo Cenas with the story.
I'd like to tell them that they really need to listen to the people, and we really want to get the people out there to vote, and so that it's really the people's voices that they're representing. They are public servants. They get paid because we pay taxes, and they have an obligation to do what's good for the people, not what's good for their pockets or what's good for business.
Just like the rail, which was originally projected to be $2.8 billion. Right now we're looking at $9 billion or even higher. The way the governor is putting it is the mayor's going to be, or the city will be responsible for any cost increase. So if there are big design changes or delays, okay, who's going to pay for that?
When our news team recorded those interviews earlier this summer, little did we realize that their remarks would actually paint a much bigger picture of an ongoing issue for the state of Hawaii, especially throughout this decade. That as local governments continue to improve facilities and infrastructure, however noble the efforts, residents and critics are also clamoring, enough. Other projects also encountering pushback include the renovation of the Alawai Canal, located north of Waikiki. Another is the construction of community facilities at a popular beach park located in Waimanalo on the other side of Honolulu, particularly at an area known as Sherwood Forest. Critics on these and similar projects have repeatedly complained a lack of transparency by the government at all levels.
We're against the use of detention basins. We think that the Army Corps, which built dams, on the mainland, they need it because their watersheds are thousands of miles long and there's nowhere for the water to go. Over here on Oahu, the Alawai Canal watershed is basically 7 miles long from ocean to the top of the valley, and we don't believe their studies are accurate. We think they're misleading. We think they massaged it just to get funding, federal funding. In 2015, the projected damage was in the neighborhood of $318 million, and behind closed doors without public oversight, it increased to $1.14 billion.
In all due respect, Mayor, I know a lot of people are here and they're very unhappy with the decisions that you have been making for Honolulu. For me, I come with no hate intended for you. What I am here to share, though, Mayor, is that I encourage you to hear the hearts and the voices of the people you represent here in Honolulu. As you can see, I am a Kanaka Maoli woman, and so not only is this a community issue, but it is also a Kanaka Maoli issue, being that we have kupuna iwi, which are ancestral bones that have been placed in that area.
Meanwhile, state and local officials like Heidi Sunioshi have acknowledged the growing concerns of their constituents, while trying to balance the government's efforts for an improved quality of life throughout the islands.
Well, being a council member and being on committees where these important issues have come through, I feel that the resounding, connecting piece throughout all these issues, that the people really feel like their voices aren't being heard, that they're saying, please take care, please respect our land, please respect our people, and make sure that the health and safety of our current generations and future generation is taken into account. So with all of these different issues, I've been trying to do my best to support the people in that very message. It's just to make sure that their messages are heard, that their concerns are heard, and that we address those in an adequate way. For instance, with the installation and the windmills going up in Kohuku, the issue there is that these are the largest wind turbines in our nation, sited right in back of a school, and we don't know the health and safety risks to the students there, which is a very real concern.
As for closing thoughts, here are some direct and personal messages from all those involved.
If we can try to change, if they can get involved in government, because I know for a lot of the young people, they feel like, what's the point? You know, why even get involved? Just leave, because it's not going to change. And they shouldn't feel that way. They should be able to live in Hawaii and enjoy it, and they should be able to get involved. I want them to run for office. I think we need more young people in office. I think we need more people who are more in touch to be in running, so that they will represent what the people want, not necessarily big business buying into our communities.
For me, Mayor, I come with no hate for you. I just come with encouragement to do what is right and to stand by the people that you are supposed to be representing.
So as we talk about aloha and we talk about our ohana, and as we talk about making sure we malama and take care of everybody, and that we all do our kuleana, our responsibility to do what we can do to make sure future generations are safe. I think all of these are just pointing to that the people are saying, please think a little more about the choices that we make. Let's make better choices to be sure that we're all safe and healthy.
As of this report, a state circuit court judge has ordered an injunction halting funds for the Alawai Canal project pending completion of environmental impact surveys. Honolulu Mayor Kirk Caldwell has decided that only Phase 1 of the improvements at Waimanalo Beach Park be completed while awaiting the results from the state and other experts as to the origin of an artifact discovered at the work site. And finally, the Honolulu city government has determined that it is unable to override a decision by the state in allowing construction of additional wind turbines at the northern Oahu town of Kahuku. Other projects also making headlines as we speak include the Honolulu Rail and the 30-meter telescope, or TMT, on the Big Island. Both are already experiencing huge delays, which can be translated into additional millions of taxpayer dollars, which the public will have to address sooner, if not later. Reporting from the North Shore of Oahu Island in Hawaii, I'm Alfred Asenas for Eagle News, 1 with 25.